Behind the smile, there lies a web of political intrigue. Alongside Nick's digital founder Jimmy Lai Chi-ying, now convicted under the national security law, the mastermind behind nearly 3 decades of Hong Kong's turmoil has exited the stage in disgrace. But let's be honest, no one creates chaos alone, do they? Politics, after all, is a network of alliances. Many politicians choose to side with Jimmy Lai, walking the same path of unrest, taking donations, plotting strategies, conspiring behind closed doors. HKGPao and Silent Majority for Hong Kong jointly produced this special series, Jimmy Lai's Half a Lifetime of Transgressions. Since its premiere on December 15, 2025, the very day of Jimmy Lai's conviction, audiences have voiced strong reactions. Many viewers wrote in, longing for one more thing, a deeper look at the politicians who once stood beside him. And so, in answer to that call, we present our new program, Political Mutants, Hong Kong's Gang of Four. This new series focuses on figures like former Chief Secretary Anson Chan Fang On Sang, often described as one of the Gang of Four, Martin Lee Chu Ming, the founding chair of Democratic Party, and Albert Ho Chun Yen, former chair of the Democratic Party, exploring how they defied proper governance in pursuit of their own political goals. Today, we begin with Anson Chan, a woman who, over 58 years in public life, withdrew from politics 3 times, yet always with perfect timing. Her smile, gentle on the surface, concealed deep political calculus. Perhaps that is why she alone managed to walk away unscathed. Anson Chan joined the colonial government in 1962, and from that moment, her rise was steady, strategic, almost inevitable. By 1993, she had reached the pinnacle of her career, appointed Chief Secretary, becoming not just the first ethnic Chinese to hold the role, but also the first woman to do so. With her familiar wide grin ever before the cameras, she earned herself a nickname, Chan Say Man. 1997, the year of Hong Kong's historic return to the motherland. And yet, Anson Chan did not step down with a change of sovereignty. Instead, she was appointed Chief Secretary for Administration in the first SAR government. But despite the return of our Hong Kong to the mainland, one wondered, did Anson Chan's heart ever truly return to the mainland along with the city? Through her actions, she often seemed to keep a careful distance from the mainland. Consider this. In July 1999, RTHK aired comments by Chan On Call, manager of the Chonghua Travel Service, promoting the two-state theory. Anson Chan openly shared the stance of then RTHK director Chen Man-yi, defending the RTHK's position. Commentators at that time said that under Chief Executive Tung Chee-hwa and Anson Chan, the SAR government itself appeared divided, as though it had 2 command centers. Some claim that her apparent defiance fit neatly within Britain's exchange sovereignty for administration strategy, branding her with a lasting label, colonial remnant. In September 2000, then Vice Premier Tian Chu-chun invited Anson Chan to Beijing for a briefing, urging her and all Hong Kong civil servants to better support Chief Executive Tung Chee-hwa. Not long after, in April 2001, Anson Chan announced an early retirement, citing personal reasons. Her first withdrawal from politics came only after she had drained her influence within the SAR government. Behind the facade of professionalism, she had challenged Beijing's authority, and naturally, that drew a warning from the central government. When Chin Chi-chun spoke to her, she knew the message was unmistakable. It was time to step down. But in politics, stepping down doesn't always mean stepping out. Starting anew became her escape route, rebranding herself, this time from within civil society. And as always, she did it with a smile. Anson Chan's shift from colonial remnant to conscience of Hong Kong was marked by a more cautious and deliberate public posture. she started cultivating a pro-democracy image, often writing for foreign media. In 2002, she even published an article in the Financial Times, urging the Hong Kong government not to blur the line between the two systems. In July 1st protests of 2003 gave the opposition new momentum, and Anson Chan seized the opportunity. In later protests, her figure appeared often. By 2005, she was again at the front lines, joining major marches, calling for universal suffrage. After securing her reputation, Anson Chan started making tangible political moves. In 2006, she formed a core group to study so-called political reform in Hong Kong. By 2007, she entered the Legislative Council by election for Hong Kong Island and won. Once again, she had stepped back into the political chamber. But scarcely a year later, in 2008, she announced she would not run again. Her decision not to seek re-election became her second withdrawal from politics. There were reasons, of course. Without any party affiliation, her influence in LACO was limited. She could not achieve much on her own. And as a former top official who had suddenly flipped her political stance, suspicion followed her every move. Before the 2007 by-election, she responded to critics with carefully chosen words. Civil servants should learn the way of democracy. Democrats should learn the art of governance. A balanced sentiment, yes, but perhaps also a calculated one. Her sudden embrace of democracy, siding with the opposition with that polished smile, seemed less conviction and more convenience. A shortcut back to political prominence. Even after stepping back again, her ambition remained. In 2013, she founded Hong Kong 2020, a think tank aimed at pushing constitutional reform. Reports later accused the group of accepting donations in June-July 2013 and again in February 2014, totaling 3.5 million Hong Kong dollar from none other than Jimmy Lai. She kept her promise to walk the democratic path following Martin Lee's approach of international outreach. In 2014, just before Occupy Central, she met then US Vice President Joe Biden alongside Martin Lee. And in 2019, on another US visit, she met then Vice President Mike Pence. Meeting two American vice presidents before the two largest waves of unrest, could such timing really be a coincidence? Though no longer holding any official post, Anson Chan remained tightly linked to Jimmy Lai, Martin Lee, and others, leveraging her political reputation, her foreign ties, and her long-nurtured media influence. All of this earned her a new title, one of the Gang of Four, accused of sabotaging Hong Kong. Years of image building had paid off. By carefully crafting her role as Hong Kong's democratic conscience, Anson Chan reached yet another peak in her political career. But as the old saying goes, old ginger is spicier. In June 2020, at the age of 80, Anson Chan announced she would retire again, saying she would finally step back from civic and political work to live a quieter life, and the timing, remarkably convenient, just before the national security law came into effect on June 30th. That graceful exit, many would say, was her ultimate act of political foresight. As the rest of the Gang of Four faced arrest and prison time, she, once again, walked away unscathed. Anson Chan has moved through 58 years of Hong Kong's political history, rising, shining, retreating, and returning. Now in the post-national security law era, as countless opposition figures face legal consequences, she still meets U.S. Consul General Julie Ede, still attends British King's birthday receptions, always with the same cordial smile. And yet, that gracefulness, that smiling calm, reminds many Hong Kongers of two viral videos from September and October 2019. One showed Chan being scolded by citizens in the street. In another, a member of the Hong Kong Chinese Women's Club, Chang Wong Yut Fong, rebuked her sharply inside a restaurant. One line from those clips still echoes to this day. a citizen asked her, "What good has selling out Hong Kong ever done for you?" Looking back now, that smile, that ever-present smile, feels less like warmth and more like calculation, a political smile, and perhaps the coldest smile of all.